Testing. Testing. Can everyone hear? No? Yep. Okay. Alrighty, I'm gonna get started, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining for the TLGConnect Overview. I'm gonna be keeping my mask on. I apologize. But this is just gonna be a high-level overview. We're just kind of gonna go into what TLGConnect has to offer, and the features that it has. So it's not gonna be an in-depth tutorial of how to use it. It's just gonna go into what's available for the residents. So hopefully most of you are familiar with the homepage with all of these cubes here. Mine in the presentation might look a little bit different from yours since mine is more of an admin role versus a resident's profile. So if you see anything that looks wacky, just know that we have a little bit of a difference in our profiles. So for the information cube, we have the resident and team member directories. You can search it by name, apartment, or you can also search by interest. So you can see what residents have the same interest as you. You can find the weekly updates archive, resident birthday list, new resident bios, resident amenities, references, and you can also find TLGConnect training videos and how-to guides. Okay. Oops, something's going on. Okay, so this is the information cube. So you can see here's the resident directory and the team member directory buttons. Pretty straightforward. Here's some info tutorials on how to keep your profile updated. And this is the resident directory. And if you look at the top, right now it has all interests selected. You're able to go by categories, such as like baking, ceramics, cooking. So you can find residents that have similar interests and you can connect with them. Go ahead. That's a good question. So the question was the interest section, is that something that an admin puts in or is that something a resident can put in? So the residents are able to add interest in their profile settings. But also if you do need assistance, we're always here to help too. And then this is the team member directory. Very straightforward. In the coming months, we're going to see some changes to the team member directory. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more user friendly and you'll be able to look by department. Yeah. I could turn the volume up if that would help. Oh, well, unfortunately, all right. Are you able to hear me, Mrs. Brown? No. Well, I'll try my hardest to enunciate more. So hopefully you'll be able to understand a little bit. I do apologize that I won't be able to take off my mask during the presentation. So we'll move on to the activities cube. So here you're able to view the activity calendar and sign up for any upcoming activities. So the comment was how to search the team member directory by department. So when you're in the team member directory, in the search bar here, you can type in maybe resident assistant or assisted living, and it should show you everybody who is either a resident assistant or in the assisted living department. But then again, this is all going to be changing in the upcoming months. So there will be a filter sort where you can filter by department without having to type it in. So in the activities cube, there are some activities that require signups. So that could be activities that have limited seating or a limited amount of people that can join that activity. So those will require signups. However, we do encourage that even if it doesn't require signups, that you still sign up for that activity. Because on the back end, we are able to see what activities generate the most interest, and then we're able to have more activities that are in line with those interests. So here's the activity cube page, and it's very straightforward, just has the view activities and then your activities. So in the view activities, you'll just be able to see all the activities, sign up for the ones that you want. And then the view activities will be showing any activities that you've shown either interest in or you've signed up for. So you're able to see what you've already signed up for. So here is a little preview of what the activities look like. I'm sure you've all seen it in the TVs that are by the dining room, stuff like that. And this is what it looks like when you want to go to sign up for it. You have either I'm going or I'm interested. Mhm. I think there is a way for us admins to provide the monthly calendar. I'm not quite sure if residents are able to generate that themselves, but if you're ever interested in having a copy of the full month, we can provide that to you. So the next cube would be the transportation cube. You can place all transportation requests. You can also see all of your transportation requests. You're able to view the transportation policy. And we just ask that you please note that all requests are only requests until they have been confirmed by one of the drivers. So here's just what the transportation page looks like. And you have the similar to the activities, you have an area where you can place a request and an area where you can view all of your past requests. And this is just what it looks like when you want to place a request. You just have to fill out your information, your departure, the destination, address, and the date. And then this is what it would look like if you went into your requests and you would just see that it's been requested. It hasn't been confirmed yet. Next, we have the maintenance cube. Here you can place all of your maintenance requests or your work orders. You can also see all of your maintenance requests, and you can see all the statuses of your maintenance requests. So similar, you have your place request and your request button here. And this is what it looks like when you want to place your maintenance request. You just want to make sure that you have all the correct information, your room, what needs to be repaired, and then leave a little comment of what seems to be the issue so the maintenance team is well equipped when they come to your apartment. And then this is what it looks like when you go into all of your requests. You can see the status. This one was canceled, and then at the time, this one was in progress. So you're not able to communicate through that work order, but someone from the maintenance team should be giving you a call when they receive your maintenance request to confirm that they have received it. The dining cube. So you're able to place a meal request here, dining, takeout, delivery, and you're able to view the weekly menus. At the moment, we also have the wine to go information and the farmers market information. But this isn't set in stone. It'll change based on the needs of the residents. You have a question?
They won't allow you to put in like 2 fruit cups. You have to go down and put one side and then not one side, and then in requests put that. There should be another way of making that available where you could put more than one request for an item. And that, I don't know who does this, but that would be my suggestion for that.
Okay, I can pass that along to the dining services team. I think that's more of a full count issue rather than a cubicle issue. So I'll be more than happy to pass it along. And I don't have any previews for ordering a meal, only because I am not able to order a meal. Yes, Mr. Barish?
Calendar. Is there a way for the TLG to put in who's the contact person for the activity in case you have any questions about the particular activity?
That's a great suggestion. Yeah, we can have a conversation with our activity coordinators. I know that we're a little bit limited in our coordinators at the moment, but that's a good practice to have who to
Right,
contact.
But you're putting information about the activity. Can't you just add the contact person's name to the information about the activity?
Yes, that can be done.
Yeah, that would be helpful if I've already explained. Thank you.
That is a great suggestion. And Sandy's here to hear it, so. All right, so the table reservation cube. As it says in the title, you're able to make your table reservations, but you are also able to see all of your table reservation requests. So if you're doing a few at a time and you get a little bit confused on what you may have requested already, you're able to go back and see all of your requests. Do you have a question?
You don't know right off the bat if you're going to have other people with you sometimes. So, and if you don't make the table reservations, then you have a problem getting into the dining room. So I've made them for like 5:15 or 5 o'clock. And then I have to go back if I have 4 people that I know are going to be together, cancel one out, but then you can't necessarily get the same time, even though you've put on there that you're willing to share a table. And I don't know what, and it doesn't erase off completely. It just says canceled. And then there should be some way of, since you're able to share a table, there should be some way of putting 4 people, I would think, for reservation. I don't know. It's just something that I have encountered.
I think the table reservations kind of just go on a first come, first served basis. So maybe the issue is a lot of residents made a reservation during that time and it's just not available.
We're expecting the ability to modify a reservation rather than having to cancel out. And yeah, we haven't seen how that's going to work yet, but we're crossing our fingers that it'll satisfy your problem. But Lynn, you're not the first person to complain about that table reservations cube. Yeah. Now, the good thing is that, reception in the dining room is pretty forgiving.
Did you have a question, Mr. Barish?
Yeah, on table reservations, I'm looking at table reservations for today, and with the mobile app, it shows no further reservations. But if you want to go to the next day, I think you have to stand in the corner and jump up and down. No, it's just won't let me go to the next day. Is that a system problem with Cubigo?
I would say maybe after the presentation, I can follow up with you and we'll see if maybe it's an app issue that's not letting you move forward. Okay, and this is the table reservation page. And as the other cubes, you have either make a reservation or seeing all of your reservations. And similar to the transportation cube, you just have to put the date, whether it's lunch or dinner, how many people, and what time you would like to have your meal at. And as Mr. Strain pointed out, we're hopeful that you'll be able to modify your table reservations in the future rather than canceling and making a new one. And so here is my table reservation confirmed. Beautiful. Our housekeeping cube, you're able to place your housekeeping requests, see all of your housekeeping requests, and you're also able to see the status of this request as well. I believe you're able to choose whether it's for your apartment or on behalf of someone else. Okay. After this, I can make a housekeeping request to make sure that gets cleaned up. The housekeeping page, you have your place request and all of your requests. And the housekeeping is a little bit limited. You can either choose your apartment or you can choose a community area. And just similar, you just want to make sure you put what exactly your issue is so they can send out the right person to take care of it. And moving on to the IT support cube. Here you're able to place an IT support request, see all of your requests, and see technology classes schedule. And you're also able to see information on what our IT support can and what they can't do for you. In addition to this, we also have the resident tech workshop. And this is what the IT support page looks like. Our IT administrator is Ms. Sangeeta in the back here. And you're able to place your requests here. And you're also able to see all of your requests and see all the status of your requests. And so much like the housekeeping, this one's pretty straightforward, very limited. Just tells what the type of issue is and then leave a little comment about what you're experiencing. The suggestions cube. You can make a suggestion and you can see all of your submitted suggestions. So like you, Mrs. Doms, that was a beautiful suggestion on having maybe a more regular basis cleaning of all the elevators. Maybe there is one, maybe there isn't, but that's a good suggestion. You're also able to recognize team members here. So if you ever had a really wonderful experience with one of our team members and you wanted to make sure they got recognized by their department, this is also the area you would go. There's a little click here to submit a recognition online, or you can just make a suggestion and it is one of the types of suggestions you can place. That could be done anytime. Yep, could be done anytime. And then we have the committees cube. So here you're able to view all committee related items, reports, documents, meeting minutes, schedules, rosters, etc. And this is probably the most well-organized cube out of all of the cubes. It's very in-depth and you'll be able to find any information about the committees that you would need to know here. And then now we have the news feed. So you're able to view the news feed just as a collective with all of the items that are currently posted. But you could also categorize them. So if you didn't feel like seeing all the activities that are going on, you can categorize it to somewhere else and you can see based on what you want to look at. I think for my example, I only have activities showing just so I could see what was going on for that week. And we have the chat function. So you're able to chat with anyone within the community. It could be one-on-one, and you can also do a group chat. One thing to note is that this chat feature is not meant for any urgent communication. So if you have an urgent need, your best bet is probably call the front desk so they can filter it where it needs to go, or depending on what that need is, a different method. But it should never be the chat method. This is just what it looks like. Here's some of the residents that I have chatted with in the future or in the past. And next we have notifications. So with your notifications, you're able to see any updates to any status of any requests that you made, whether it be maintenance, IT, housekeeping, transportation. But you also will get updates on any activity that you've been signed up for. So if there's any changes to that activity, you'll be notified. So you see here, I had signed up for line dancing, but unfortunately it got canceled. So that was a bummer. And you are able to, if you don't want to see all of these numbers up here that kind of accumulate, you're able to just mark them all as seen. And if you want to do away with all the notifications completely, you can just hit this view all and you'll have a delete all button and you won't have to see all those numbers up there anymore. Is there any questions? Mr. Parrish?
The useful functions is resident bios. And so new resident bios are visible. Well, let's sit in the chair of the new resident. And he knows that there are people living next door to him. And he knows their apartment number. But he doesn't know their bio. And so it's nice to have new resident bios for the old residents. But for the new residents, if they want to meet the people that live on either side of them, it would be good to, what that means is there's a bio file, and I know there's one in the library, but it's incomplete. And so if we're going to build a sense of community, you'd like to meet your neighbors and know a little bit about them. And they are certainly are probably going to look at your bio, so they'll know it. So the suggestion is, let's put all the bios on Cubico, so that people can meet each other when they move in. So there.
There is also a section in your profile where you can add in your own information. That's true.
It's
And-
possible to put things in manually, but it's also possible you're already putting new resident bios in the system. So why not put everybody's in?
And that is a good suggestion for the suggestion queue.
Yeah.
But you don't need to do it. I'll talk to Bradley about that because that's a great suggestion. Any other questions? Nope. Alrighty. Well, after this at 3, well, we finished pretty early. At 3, there's going to be a tech workshop in the Redwood training room. And if you want any assistance with anything tech related, but also anything that's TLGConnect related, you can head there and Sangeeta and I will help you out. So if you had any comments, questions, concerns, we'll be there for you. In addition to that, we also have a couple of handouts. So if you had questions on how to do something, there's a couple of handouts over there and you can just pick what applies to what your questions are. And thank you all for joining.